Hey kids, I'm glad you're joining me again today to hear another story on the Small Catechism. This week, you've been learning the Ninth Commandment, you shall not covet your neighbor's house. Well, what does this mean? We should fear and love God so that we do not scheme to get our neighbor's inheritance or house, or get it in a way that only appears right, but help and be of service to him in keeping it. One of the things about coveting is that it makes people not happy with each other. Have you ever been in a situation where you and your friend both wanted the same toy and you couldn't agree on who got to play with it? Well, that's coveting. And here's a story about how Abram did not covet land, and it helped his relationship with his nephew Lot. Why don't we listen? Abram had to live in the land of Egypt for a long while. But after a time, Abram and his family, including his wife Sarai, were able to return to the land of Canaan. So Abram returned to Canaan. Soon his servants and Lot's servants began to have fights. Both men had large herds of sheep and goats, and there was not enough grass to feed them all. Quarreling and fighting are bad, Abram said to Lot. Let's live in different places so there won't be any more trouble. Lot agreed and decided to move to Sodom. Abram stayed near Hebron. Then the Lord spoke to Abram again. This land will belong to your descendants forever, he said, and I will give you so many descendants that you won't be able to count them all. So Abram gave Lot the first choice of the land, and Abram was blessed. And so what we heard in that story was Abram and Lot's servants, they were arguing, they were coveting the same choice grazing ground for their animals. And yet Abram, by the grace of God, overcame his coveting and gave the good land to Lot. And this is what God calls us to do too. We want certain things. Maybe we want a toy, or maybe we want something else, and it can cause us to have fights over it. But what God wants from us is to be happy with what we do have, and to share with others, and to get along as best as we can. And so God calls us to not covet our neighbor's house or his inheritance in the Ninth Commandment.